Well, welcome back, people. As you can see, I'm back, and once again, still doing some little bit of tests with my new streaming computer, getting used to it, getting used to using XSplit again, and getting things ready for that type of stream because I have to make sure the program's working. We'll make sure the computer hasn't been on for like 10 hours, you know, that it would mess up or slow down in any way the quality of the stream. And just make sure the program is running and make sure whatever you know, the text or other little things and like changing what I'm playing, all that stuff, make sure that's all set. And then testing the actual stream to make sure you know, my stream's gonna look good, because you can test the broadcast signal of how well your internet is going to send it to the Twitch servers and whatnot, to the website, to show you guys to see how that will be good. That's basically what's going on. So of course I'm here playing Cool Borders 3, which is an old PlayStation 1 game. I don't have a PlayStation 1, but I do have a PlayStation 3, and one of the best things about the PlayStation 3 is that you can play any PlayStation 1 game. It just doesn't matter. Any of them, all of them work. They all work, which is great, to be honest. But yeah, so I'm just gonna get in here. So you have split screen or one player since it's just me. There'll be one player. Yeah, so you know, and that's why there's like black lines or black bars on the left and right side, because it is not is not made for a widescreen TVs or widescreen devices. So they didn't have to make it widescreen. They just made it like a box, and for a while that worked until the 2000s, until the early 2000s. We're like, hey, flat screen TVs that are wide. Well, it wasn't flat. They had like just big TVs that were wider, and then they were like, oh, let's make them flat. All that fun stuff. But anyways, I haven't played this in so long. This is one of the first retro games I think I streamed. It was like this one and a couple other games. But the cool thing with, again, how I have everything working with the capture box, which another thing I have to make sure is the capture box is working well, because sometimes it'll actually glitch and just doesn't show anything. I basically have to reset it in the XSplit program, and then it resets itself. Or if it starts to get really laggy, then I actually have to switch scenes in XSplit. But because I made sure to do all that before the stream starts, you know, no problem. Controller 1, yeah. I'm not even gonna look at that, you know. And the funny thing is the triangle's back, where I'm used to with Xbox in most games is the circle, or B would be the back. But, okay, yeah. Audio. Done. Go back. I think I'll just go single event. Definitely rookie. I haven't played this in so long. And the biggest thing is that I want to just stream all these, and then when basically they made it so that on the Twitch website there was a specific way with XSplit to actually be able to stream, right? Well, there's two ways. There's one where it's automatically goes to the website, and there's another one where you have to take the stream key. But in order to do that, you'd have to have the upgraded version of XSplit that costs money, like all that silly stuff. So yeah, it's just the whole thing. But I'm just gonna double check. So it looks like though, it seems like everything's like the music's on. So I'm just gonna turn this down a bit. I had to turn it up. Let's go to 35. I think this should be good, where you can still, like, you can hear what's going on, but it's not overpowering me. But then again, I'm listening through an iPhone, iPhone 4 specific. Well, iPhone 4S specifically. Yeah, I think that's better. Anyways, I'm just slowly trying to get the right mix, and then once I have that, then these problems won't happen. But oh man, we gotta pick what's his face? Where is he? Pretty sure he's here. I'm thinking of. I know I'm thinking of another game, but I'm pretty sure there's one. Can't remember. Anyways, trying to think. Let's pick Cliff because why not? Watch. Oh, look at these. Look, you gotta choose my board. Which brand? Which brand of board? Let's go motion because why not? I'll go normal because I'm normal. I can turn this up for me. But yeah, that's the thing. Like whenever, because with the Xbox One, I could just plug it in directly, the like headphones or whatever, directly into the controller. With the PlayStation 3, you can't do that. So you know, I have to listen to the speakers. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay, that switches. They're supposed to be apparently fighting. I think it's a bumper. Yeah, yeah, it's a bumper. Oh boy. Ooh, whoa! I don't know. Oh, okay. So I have to hit circle. Alright. Oh my goodness, I haven't played this so long. This brings back so many memories, though. Because I remember playing this a lot. Back when I had the PlayStation 1. Ooh! Oh. And like even to this day, I still haven't beaten this game or done enough to complete it. Like there's still a ton of mountains and other things. I still don't know how to properly use this. Oh, oh my goodness. Yeah. If I okay, so that. The trigger, that one stops it. Okay, that's right, that turns it, okay. So crazy. But yeah, I didn't mean, I really didn't want to stream this late. Right now it's like 9:24. Didn't want to stream this late, I kind of want to stream earlier, but unfortunately just I had a lot of stuff to do today. Some of you know that I volunteer at a local church in my town, and I run sound. I'm a sound technician, and I run the sound there on Sundays, but also edit the videos that are recorded for, of the sermons for the whole Sunday morning service. And also, you know, help out with camera there as well. So it's, you know, I do a lot of things, but yeah, I basically edit all the videos, because unfortunately there's not a lot of people at my church that knows how to do that, so I kinda have to, and just with all the stuff with you know, holidays and doing different concerts and extra stuff at the church, that we kind of got backed up on the videos in about a month or so. We haven't finished yet. So well, I haven't finished yet technically, but oh, let's redo that one. But yeah, so I kind of had to get those done, you know. Oh, I thought it meant like replay. No, let's watch a replay. I didn't. Oh no, what? Am I actually doing this again, or did it just randomly wanted the? I don't even know what's going on. Okay, so this. Okay, I'm actually playing. Oh, whoops, that was bad. So basically, I would have to hold this the whole time, or most of the time, or something, or I don't know. Like I still have not gotten used to this game at all. But I'm like, oh wow, look at all the cool slopes you go to and whatever, and all the snow and, you know. But yeah, I definitely have not even when I was a kid, I just never knew how to really play this game at all. But, you know, it was fun enough for me, and again, the different locations. Like, oh, it's cool, and all that stuff. So I hope oh my goodness, I hope all the microphone levels and the gameplay levels is fine. Like recently, there's no one been showing up to these like, oh, what the? But then again, I've been off my schedule, unfortunately, recently, again, because of holidays and just, you know, relatives coming over and then visiting friends and like all that stuff going on for the, you know, all that, just all the things, and then of course New Year's is going on, and it's like, oh, I didn't think I had anything to do for New Year's, and my friends like, hey, let's do something for New Year's, like, okay, and of course now on that day, that's when Josh is my friend, Josh, who's Skullboy914, as you can see on the screen. He's on Twitch. He streams. He's starting to stream again, which is nice. Yeah, so basically I went over to his place trying to fix his Xbox One that he just got and is no longer working. Unfortunately. Wow, this is an interesting conundrum. I like this though. Anyways, I was over at his place and yeah, found out he had a computer that he wasn't using, that he, you know, what, like 3 months ago upgraded to Windows 10 and, you know, and whatnot. But him and his wife were not using it at all. And I'm just looking at him like, oh, what's this computer here? It's like, yeah, we're not using it. I mean, you know, and I'm looking, I'm like, can I use it? Like, I guess you could use it, or just you could borrow it, whatever. And then it was first just borrow, and then they're like, well, I mean, yeah, you know, if you pay this much, we'll give it to you or whatever. I'm like, So I just figured, hey, I'll try it out, and we'll see how it works. And of course, when I turned it on, the whole thing was sparking. Like, it was shocked. Like I'd walk up to touch, like I would touch the metal casing around the computer. It'd just shock me, like every single time. Like, guaranteed I'd get shocked. And I'm like, ooh, this isn't good. This is a good sign. And then I'm thinking, okay, so there's probably some dust in there, even though they did, you know, perhaps put in some extra hardware or whatever in there, but there's probably certain parts you never thought of actually, you know, oh, I should go here. They would actually think of, you know, working on or whatever, or cleaning. So basically, I opened up the power supply. I seen the power supply, and I'm like, oh, I seen some brown stuff in there. I'm like, there's probably some dust in there. Open up, the entire thing is filled with dust. Like, it's just dust city. Like, that's all was in the power supply. I have a picture of it. But it's like, it's so dumb. It was ridiculous. I'm like, oh my goodness. But I mean, they used it for years, and it's like, it's still pretty good. It's a good motherboard. You know, so they might have changed the motherboard or something. Like, they might have changed some, like, upgraded some stuff, but they just never, you know, thought of checking out the. Oh yeah, that's right. This is all. I'm gonna fail at this one, but yeah, I guess, like, I mean, they just never checked of the power supply or whatever. So everything else is cleaned enough and dusted enough. But yeah, that power supply was just like I don't like. That's what's weird, is because they used it before, and I'm like, how in the world did they not go, this is sparking, maybe this is bad. I don't. Maybe it didn't spark whenever they were using it, but man, did it ever. So yeah, as soon as I open up the power supply, I'm like, all right, I gotta get some compressed air for cleaning computers, and just spray the whole thing. And I did. I got as much as I can. There's like maybe a little bit left in there, but it's because the whole can was done basically. just, I mean, I did spray most of the inside of it, but really it was the power supply that I had to like get to. So yeah, it was ridiculous. But yeah, so I did finally. Oh my goodness, this is so tough. I forgot about this. This is the one where you have to like perfectly. I think I was somewhat good at this game when I was younger because I played it a lot, but now I just need to play it more. But now that I can stream from this computer, it means that I can stream anything that's coming through this capture box, which is one of the things. Like when I got this capture box from eBay, I saw it. You know, one of the things it listed is that it can record to PC, or you can capture stuff from PC through USB. Like it has a USB port that you can plug it in to the computer, and you're supposedly be able to capture. And it came with its own. It came with a program, and you're able to capture and record from that. But I tried to use it on my laptop, and I tried to use it on my main computer. And I know my main computer, it's like the operating system. I need to upgrade that. That's the thing I need to do. And my laptop, it can't handle anything. So I was like, okay, well maybe it's just yeah, that. But what I found out was that the program and the driver for using that capture box through USB to a computer, it just needed to be they fixed it so that it would work better, because it was just updated. It needed to update the drivers and the version of the program I was using, because I guess it only worked for certain things or certain computers or certain operating systems or whatever. So they did update it and whatever. So it like it works, like, well, as you can see. But yeah, so at first I was like, oh no, and at first it didn't work like this, where it detected the because again I was using the disc and that older version that came with the capture box. So I was like, okay, I guess I can't oh dang it, more of these gates. I'm gonna fail. But anyways, but yeah, anyways, yeah, so I just had an older version and whatever. So because as soon as I put it in, it did say, oh, you can update, blah blah blah. I'm like, I'm not gonna update, because what's the point? You know, it's probably gonna be the same thing. Usually when it's updates of those types of programs, a lot of it is just the same stuff. But I guess because the version of the program I had in the disc that came with the capture box was just really old, that they really improved the updates and it detected. So at first it wasn't showing up, it wasn't working, so I'm like, oh, I have to screen select the other program running to you know, to actually show it up, because you have, again, the program comes with it to record and capture that way, but it wasn't detecting an XSplit. So I was like, oh, well, that sucks. So I was like, oh, okay, so I'll have the capture program running in one part, and then I just screen select that program, that capture program, and in preview, and then I have it go to XSplit, so then it shows up in the stream. And it did, like, for whatever reason, it wasn't showing it at like a higher resolution. Like, it was very jagged edged. Like, if you looked at words, it's like, oh, it's just really jagged. So I'm like, okay, well, this doesn't look good, but at least it's not lagging. And then, you know, I updated the program, and I'm like, okay, let's see what this does. And of course, it works with XSplit, and it shows up. Though I did see it, because I can't change the resolution to a lower one so that it doesn't, you know, run at high resolution and lag. So sometimes it's gonna lag, but you know, I think I'm just gonna switch to Devil's Butt. What a name. What a name! Let me tell you. Whatever. But yeah, that's basically what's been going on with this. All the troubles I've had trying to figure this out. But yeah. So basically, the big thing for me is why I wanted another computer instead of, or keeping both computers instead of just replacing the computer I have. Is that, well, one, I have a ton of stuff in my main computer right now that you know. Oh my goodness, I love you. Just punch him, you know. Just like in real snowboarding competition, just punch the other people you're against. But no, but yeah, no. The reason why I wanted to do this, and I've been looking for another computer, so that's why when my friend Skullboy914, again, shoutouts to him, thanks to him for letting me be able to have that and to acquire it, has been looking for that computer to stream from for a while, because then all of the processing power, all of its whatever resources is all going to streaming, and that's it. Like, it's not gonna have a game open while streaming. It's, you know, it's not going to have other things open. It's like, that's all it is just straight up streaming that computer, and that's it. Because then, if I wanted to, you know, stream my computer games, it's not gonna use up, you know, having the game running and then also having the streaming program running at the same time, which will then, of course, slow down the computer because you're having extra stuff using the computer, processing power and resource and whatever, energy, whatever you want to call it. You'll be using it all up. So, if I had a specific computer dedicated for streaming only, then that completely cuts that out, because all I'd have to do is, you know, just have one computer running and then be able to have a sort of capture device or capture card on the other on the streaming computer, so that I'm actually, you know, whatever, using, basically using the capture program as a second monitor. So I go, oh, I have like another HDMI cable or whatever to the capture program or the capture device to go to the streaming computer. But that's why when I again saw on eBay this capture box that I'm using right now to play this game, is that was one of the things. It said you can actually through USB, you know, be able to capture through that way. I'm like, okay, because that's basically what I need. Because there's other, let's see if I can find it. Here it is. Here it is. There's actually other, other devices like this, which is basically almost like a USB stick or whatever. But this would be it, and this is very cheap. It's just not even HD. It's the basic standard, you know, yellow, white and red cables for just basic regular video, and not at all HD. Basically something meant for this, right? For a PS1. And so let's do a little replay while I yap about technical stuff. Well, I mean, you know, whatever. Some people might want to know if they want to start streaming. You know, you either use streaming off a PC or, you know, whatever. If you're going to use a computer to stream, this is why this is what I think would be the better choice. Instead of getting a monster computer to run both a game, like a computer game, or a capture device, and then the capture program, whatever, or get something like this, or even a capture card, because even with the capture card, it's still like it's directly into, you know, like, well, I guess it depends. I guess it depends on the capture card, depends on what you have for the computer, but basically having less things for the computer to run is the better, because even having a monitor is using resources, because you're basically telling the computer to display and show up whatever it is that you're trying to look at. So that's using up energy and resources of the computer. And then if you have a second monitor, that's also doing that as well. but it's not as much because it's basically saying, oh, show it here. So that means if you have like something open up in the screen, like the capture program, which I have right now, or like a web browser or whatever, that's using up resources of the computer, especially if you're watching a video and other stuff like that. So if I had a computer dedicated just to stream, nothing else running on it, you know, except for obviously I have USB cable running to the streaming computer from my capture box, which acts as a video switcher, because I can switch between different stuff. Like I switch between my Xbox One, PlayStation 3, and Xbox 360. With this remote, I'd say source, and it's just like the switching a source on your TV. I can do it with the capture box, which is another reason why I wanted to get that done specifically. But yeah, that's where, again, having a separate computer just for streaming is great, because I mean, well, here's the thing, right? Because with this one, I'm getting it for a cheaper price because it's my friend who's selling it to me, and so you could potentially have two regular computers that you could get like probably a little bit less maybe than you know, a crazy monster computer, but probably be a little better off, because I mean the biggest thing I've done with my main computer is upgrade the graphics card, because I could not play any videos or games that it went past 720 by 1280, really. Like you can go a little bit past, but I could not play like really high def resolutions. So like 1080p, it couldn't do that. So even like with video game, not video games, but well, video games too. But I mean with videos, like if I wanted to go on YouTube and watch a video in 1080p, couldn't do it. It'd lag. I'd have to switch it to 720p. But now I got my updated graphics card. I got that a couple of years ago. It's fine. It's way better. But that means that right now this computer is better for gaming. So I'm like, okay, well, if I want this as my gaming computer, then that means I need one for streaming. And again, if I split that, if the resources, because you could get a monster computer, but then if you have another computer just for streaming, then you can like run the highest graphics ever on the games, you know, whatever, and it's not going to mess up your stream at all. Like, it's not going to lag or anything because it's separate. Whereas with, and there's a good example is a friend of mine who is starting to stream now. He went to Australia for 3 years, went to college, came back. It's Mick Rip. He's up there as my friends to follow, my real life friends to follow on Twitch. I think let's try this. See what this one is. But yeah, Mick Rip. He of course it's MCKRIP. He just started back streaming because he just came back from Australia, from college. He graduated, and so he's going back. He's more a PC guy. He started a console guy, and then he switched more to PC. Like he'll probably play console games here and there, but it's you know, the PC is kind of where his main focus is going to. And like he's saying, oh, I want to get like a monster computer or whatever. He's getting his upgraded stuff for his computer and whatnot. Oh yeah, that's the thing I remember. But yeah, like but what he's doing is what most streamers do when they're streaming on PC, is having an all-in-one computer. So basically, like earlier today, he was streaming Overwatch, and then he switched over Counter-Strike. It was all on you know, same computer. Obviously, he'd switched to games, but he was streaming as well with his streaming program. Whether it be, I don't know, I think he's probably using OBS or something. I use XSplit. I find it better for me. There's a lot more stuff I can do. You know, just placement of things, and I don't know. I just like it better. And plus, I've just gotten used to it too. So, but anyway, so you know, he has his games running, so he's playing the games, and then he has this streaming program running, and then also streaming, because that's the other thing too. Is if you're playing the game, right? You're playing the computer game, and you're having the program open. So that's like two things that's open right now: is the computer game itself, and then the program for streaming. But then once you start streaming, it even like adds more to using up your computer. So if you're trying to stream really good quality, but then also playing the game at really high resolution, then it's gonna really that's when it's gonna lag. That's when it's lagging your computer and the stream and everything. So if you had two separate computers, so basically he has a computer right now. I think he said he ordered a computer, like a full-on computer, custom made. And if he does that, he better be you know, playing the game on that one and then streaming on this other computer that he has now. Or, you know, his dad might want the computer or whatever, but I don't know what his plans are with that computer. But what I would do is just keep the computer he has now and use that one for the streaming specifically. But then again, he would need a capture card or a capture device like the capture box I have to have it run through USB. So then, you know, because even this running through USB is using resources, but with this computer it seems fine. I'm, you know, whatever, monitoring it somewhat, just like I'm somewhat monitoring the audio levels. Somewhat monitoring the levels on my phone here on the stream. Doing my best, okay? No one's in chat to be like, hey, you're too loud. So I don't know. But anyways, I know I'm yapping about technical stuff here. Which some people don't really want to hear when they're watching a stream. It's like, just play the game. You know. Let's go this one. I think I already did this. Yeah, I don't even know where I'm going. I don't even know what I did. Let's go downhill. Why not? You know what? Let's change her up. Let's go to. Let's get Flint. Good old Flint. But yeah, I don't know. That's what I would do. Is split it, like I'm doing right now. Because at some point I'm gonna start to get into streaming more of my computer games than I have. I have mostly older ones, like Max Payne 2 and oh, what was it? The original Star Wars Battlefront, not like the newer ones that EA has made, but like the ones from like what, 2005 or whatever, 2003. I got the first one. I don't have Battlefront 2. That came out whatever a few years later after that, but yeah, I got the original one on PC, and that's actually one I would love to. I would have loved to have streamed that, you know, especially for like whatever Star Wars Day or whatever it was, you know, May the 4th, all that fun stuff. I gotta forget how to do tricks. I remember how to do tricks. Plus, I'm too concentrated on all this streaming stuff. But at least there's some record of like, if people want to know how you know, why are you doing the way you're doing? Why you have two computers to stream or whatever? This is why. And kind of what I would think if someone really wants to get into streaming and do it well, is do something like this. Oh boy. Oh boy. Ugh. But, oh my goodness. But yeah, so for the capture box, because I got it off of eBay, it is from China. So it's quite possible it's like, I wouldn't say a knockoff, but it's something where, oh, excuse me, it's clearly, you know, a lot of it's similar to probably other products that are out there, and it doesn't have a brand name. It doesn't have like a specific name of what it is. It's just called HD Capture Box. Like if you get the, like, I got the box and it literally just says HD capture box, and that's like the name of the product that you bought. It's, you know. So it's like, okay, you know, but I mean it works fine, it's great. There's a lot more I wish I was able to do, but of course, you know, that's fine. I mean, it does, you know, what I need to do, and I can also record videos using micro SD, or plugging in a USB stick or a hard drive, external hard drive. But the thing is, if you plug it in with the USB stick or external hard drive through USB, like you would for a computer, it actually would, the file could get corrupted, because if you record for like an hour, like I would do sometimes, depending on what it is, like if I'm recording a stream, just to see how, you know, how it is or whatever, it actually, a couple of them had gotten corrupted, which sucked. But the ones where I recorded off a micro SD didn't, because it actually split automatically after 2 gigs or so. It just split. It stops. Basically, it stops the recording and starts it, but it does it so fast, like it's seamless. Like it's just like, oh, 2 gigs, and then just cuts itself, and then it keeps going. Like it's cut, and then it still records. It's just you're gonna have 20 files instead of 1. You know, if you're recording for whatever, an hour or 2 hours, whatever it is. So. Which again is fine if you're doing, you know, like a recording or whatever of something for like some sort of gameplay video you want to put together. It's not that bad, really. It's gonna look great, and it's not gonna get, the files is not gonna get corrupted. So I actually ordered a 32 gig micro SD card so that, you know, most of my problems are solved in that sense, because I only have an 8 gig one, and it's like, I can only record up to an hour, and that's it. Or it could only record and hold up to an hour, so it's like, but yeah, let's get out of this. Let's redo this one. But yeah, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing, and just me trying to figure out what I should be doing, and how can I do things better, and just, you know, and also going back to, oh, right, I have to get back into making sure I have some of the stuff ready to go. For like having a computer on, the program, make sure the program's working, all that stuff. Which is way different than using the Xbox One, or, you know, I'm assuming the PlayStation 4 apps for Twitch to stream and broadcast, because once you have everything linked and set up, all you'd have to do is just get it to start the broadcast. Like, just go in the app and then have, you know, make sure you're playing the game while the app is running. So it goes, oh, I detect the game, whatever, and then just hit start broadcast, and then you're broadcasting. And then when you're done, just hit stop broadcast. Like, you don't have to really do any setup once you've done the main setup. You just open up the app, you know, again, while you're in the game, just open up the app, and then you just go start broadcast. Like, obviously you can title your broadcast. I usually do that on the computer, on the website itself, on my channel, and then I, you know, just wait, like, you know, whatever, 5 minutes for it to register to the app on your Xbox, and then all you have to do is hit start broadcast. Like, that's all. Whereas with the computer, you obviously have to open up the program, make sure the program's running, and then make sure that, you know, all of your whatever's hooked up, like my capture box, make sure it's running well, that it's not freezing or anything like that, or glitching out, or, you know. Oh boy. Basically making sure that everything's working, then, you know, you test the broadcast signal and make sure, like, you don't really have to, especially with, oh boy, That happens sometimes. I don't know why. I don't know, like, it's possible there's too much stuff going on where I have that plugged in. And I hope it's... Oh yeah, music's still going. But yeah, that happens. And that's, again, speaking of glitches and things going wrong, that's starting to happen a little bit more recently, that it just flickers like that. So, I don't know why. I'm just guessing I have too much stuff, because I have a power bar. I'm guessing I just have too much stuff plugged into it. So it's just, you know, whatever. But anyways, I don't know how long I'll stay with this. I don't even know how long I'll be streaming, but that's the great thing about this is I can literally switch to the Xbox One or switch to the PlayStation 3 or just PlayStation 3. I mean Xbox 360 or just switch to another game, and it's not going to end the stream. Because if I was on the Xbox One and I was streaming right with the Twitch app, and then I just quit the game and wanted to switch to another one, it would end the broadcast. If I quit the game, it ends the broadcast. But of course, with this, with the, you know, capture box, I can just switch in between. So there's multiple like reasons why I got this capture box. And I was looking on the internet for, you know, the program, you know, whatever, the capture program that came with this box. And I was researching the name. It's called HDML Cloner Pro Helper. That's the name of the program. So I typed that in, and then there's actually a box, like a capture box, like the one I have here, and it's called HDML Cloner Pro. And it's an actual capture box, looking very similar to what I have, but this one doesn't have the brand name on it. Doesn't have like anything like that. It's just, you know, it's just HD capture box. That's the name of it. So, I had someone watching and kind of, I had an extra viewer and he's like, "Well, this is stupid. He's just talking about technical stuff. I don't want to watch this." But yeah. Oh yeah, there's some pizza here I forgot to finish. Well, forgot as in I got distracted by yapping. But yeah. Anyways. But yeah, it's, yeah. So, I'd say, if you're wanting to start streaming, and using a computer to stream and all that stuff, if you really want to get into streaming, and having things like this, like having different, you know, whatever, icons on the side, you know, having, like if someone were to cheer right now with bits, it would show up on the screen there. Yeah, I like some of the different stuff, like, you know, thanking Skullboy914 for the computer. I have, you know, my Twitter there, and different stuff, like, and different, like, my friends in real life who are actually actively streaming on Twitch. Because I had some other friends up there, but they haven't been streaming in like years. So I'm like, yeah, I'll just take off their names for now until they start streaming again, and then I'll put their names back up. But oh yeah, my Twitch account. I have my Twitch up there because basically I will be putting this up on YouTube. I always export most of my streams, the majority of my streams, onto YouTube, and of course I have a description. Oh, this is my Twitch account, blah blah blah. But if, you know, no one is, if someone's watching it from like an Xbox or PlayStation or some other device where it's like I can't see the description, so it's like I don't know what his whatever his Twitch account would be, all that stuff. So I have it on the screen, you know, and stuff like that. So like stuff like that's cool. I like to have some of the stuff, and also what I'm playing. That's one of the questions that usually get asked, because again, if someone's watching on their some mobile devices, or just some things where you just can't see the broadcast title, or don't see all of it, so you don't see what you're actually playing, or don't know the name of what you're playing. I have it right there. I have it right on the screen. So it's all that different kind of stuff, and I like being able to have an intro, an outro, and then something if, let's say, I'm gone somewhere and I have, like, I'm going to the washroom, take a bathroom break, or I'm getting food. I can actually have a be right back scene going where there's a video of me, you know, playing stuff, playing a game, and just saying, be right back, and then having some music playing. So at least it's not just, you know, an empty chair, and then no gameplay happening, really. And if you're like, what's going on? I actually have a screen. Well, I'll show it to you, because you know, why not? Why not? You'll still be able to hear me, I think. You might be able to still, yeah, you should be able to still hear me. And I have to actually mute the game on the box, otherwise you hear it with the other music as well. But yeah, I just have this playing right now. So I have to, like, if I want to, I could basically make videos specifically for this. You know. And yeah, so I can make like a be right back video where I play different clips and different parts of other streams or other gameplay that I've recorded and captured or whatever, or gotten from online or something. Obviously, this one is a stream, but you know, just different. I can put something together, or what I can do is have one for before the stream, after the stream, you know, that type of stuff. You know, I like that because then that way it's, you know, it's not just, things aren't just happening, it's like, oh, okay, if I'm gone, oh, be right back, oh, he's gonna be right back, instead of just like, what's going on, people just waiting and not knowing what's going on, and not having anything there that's happening, like, you know, there'd be no, you know, just like dead silence, no one there, and then no gameplay happening, it's just kinda, you know, especially if someone's watching this on YouTube, it's like, okay, I have to skip to this part. And, you know, potentially they could still, you know, stick around and just watch this or whatever if they really wanted to. At least it's something. But yeah, let's get back to the stream. The only thing is that with the music, it just cuts right out. It doesn't fade out, and I don't know if I can do a fade that matches, you know, the video feed fade. I mean, whenever I switch to a different scene, because it fades, and I'd like to, oh, perhaps have the music. Because what I'd used to do is actually have this all running off a really old, dusty soundboard that I got years ago, and it's sometimes it sounded okay, a lot of times it sounded terrible. Because again, I didn't have an upgraded operating system, so I couldn't get the upgraded version of XSplit, which allowed you to have a microphone, but then also have the game audio as well as two different things, where you could either pick a microphone or you could pick the game audio, and that's it. You couldn't have them both together in the previous versions of the XSplit. So it's like, well, okay, I'll just, you know, use this really old ratty soundboard, and sometimes you'd hear a buzz and a hum and like stuff, and I'm like, oh crap. So that's when I got the Xbox One, I just switched to that mostly. But then when I did want to stream certain games, I'd use a computer, but then of course they later made it so I had to get the upgraded version of XSplit. Which means I had to get an upgraded version of Windows, which I actually just found out. Sure, let's go practice. I just found out that apparently, and actually, because Windows 10 is on this computer that's streaming right now, and streaming this game. And what I just found out is that you can technically download and install Windows 10 without having to buy it. Like, without having to have the product key, which is basically what you're paying for. you can download, because there's many ways to find the program and download it, but then you would have to get a product key, which you would have to buy. And that's where you pay whatever, $100, whatever it would cost for Windows 10 normally. But I don't know how recent they did this or what. But okay, let's try this. There we go. But oh, that's a fail. Fakey. But I don't know how recent it is. But yeah, I actually found out, like, because I saw that it says there's a watermark that shows up. You know, basically, it's the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, and it's basically covering everything that you have. So if you want to watch a movie or a video, whatever, it will cover that. If you just have it with nothing there, like just your desktop, your whatever, it'll be there. So it's always going to be there. So that's one of the things. You'll just saying, activate Windows, go to settings and activate Windows. And then there's other things like different wallpaper. Like you can't change your wallpaper for your background. Can't change your theme of your, you know what you want your computer to look like the taskbar, the start menu, the color of those things you can't change. You can't change the font. Like all this different stuff you can't do. But for the most part, you can use the program, and it's not. You can use Windows 10 without it, you know, quitting or you know, being inoperable by using it, which has happened different, you know, basically for most of the operating system for Windows. If you just installed Windows without, you know, having a product key, it'll go, oh, you have 4 days left to activate, and then things are gonna be bad. Then, you know, weird things would happen where it just slows down and just doesn't work well or whatever. But apparently, they kind of did a smart thing. I think it's smart. It's where, you know, if you want certain features, you buy the product key and activate Windows. But if you just want to use the program just to use it, you know, without anything crazy or extra features, whatever, and always having that watermark of activate Windows, go to settings to activate Windows, always there, then you're like, alright, you can do that. Just go ahead, download it. But you just, if you want all this stuff, all these limitations, whatever, if you don't want those, then you go buy the product key and activate Windows. So that actually very much cuts out piracy. It does, because the whole thing is that if you're saying, oh well, the only way to use this product is for you to buy it, you know, like Windows operating system, and for the most part, more and more people are using computers now and know how to use computers, and that's like, you know, the main thing is that their whole life is on a computer, you know, basically. So, and if they can't afford to have an operating system, well, then they would just, you know, whatever, search up, you know, Windows 10, you know, keygen with crack, Windows Gen, you know, program operating system with keygen, with a crack, with hacked, whatever, so that basically you're getting a pirated version, so that it would trick whatever protocols that are made to prevent piracy, to prevent, you know, people using the product without buying it. That there's so much people that are hacking out there that you can just easily download, you know, a pirated version, or at least that you can download the program of Windows, and then just it comes with that, you know, pirated download, where it's like, oh, here's a product key they can use, albeit have to install this program to trick, you know, the Windows operating system to think that it's a valid, you know, key. Because it'd be like a product key that like thousands of people have used because they all wanted to use Windows or whatever. Because you can't do that. You're like, normally with Windows you have to have one product key, and for once you use it once and that's it. Like, you're done. If you can't use it again, it's like, oh, this product key was already used. So that's where people started to make programs or just make it so that it won't detect that it's the previously used product key and whatever. But that means that you know, your product is gonna be, you know, pirated more because more people want it, whatever. So what they're doing here is like, you can still you can install, download, install, and use Windows 10 without having to buy it. But if you want all this extra stuff, you need to buy a product key. Oh, there we go. Here, this is what I'm talking about. Here's the glitch. So I don't know if it's after a certain amount of time. How long am I streaming here? If, you know, or what? Like, I don't know why it does this, to be honest. I haven't figured this out. Super retro. It's all pixels. So this is what I'm talking about. This is the problem that I'm talking about. I tried to get this, you know, cleared up beforehand, but unfortunately, it just might happen during. So that's the only thing with this, with what's going on right now. So let's do a replay again, just to make sure everything is working fine. I think it's lagging a little bit. So basically, what I have to do is switch to here, switch to one of these scenes. Yeah, and then switch back, and then the lag should be gone. It's happened before. Once it actually switches. Yeah. So hopefully it's not lagging like it has been before. I don't know. It's really hard. Figure some of this out, but yeah, that's that happens. That's what happened before, and I was trying to avoid that, but unfortunately. And the other thing too is I have a webcam, right? That's the other thing too. I have that running as well, so that's also using resources of the computer. So you can probably tell that, like, it's definitely running differently than probably the game itself. Like, it's more smoother than what you're seeing, because it's not using that much. It's actually a crappy webcam. Well, crappy enough. It's not HD. It's from the old Xbox 360. It's an Xbox Live Vision Cam for the 360, so that you can, you know, you can use it to do like web calls, whatever, internet calls through Xbox. But or video calls, whatever, through Xbox. But also, it's used that certain games you can actually take a picture of your face and puts it on the character. And I basically bought it for that reason, for Rainbow Six Vegas 2, so I can put my face on my character, and it was kind of awesome. But I'm like, oh, now what do I do with this? But I found out that it's like, oh, you can use it as a regular webcam. I'm like, okay, then I'll use that as my face cam, as they say. But yeah, so it's basically just it's not HD. It's, you know, it's good enough. It works, but yeah. Stop telling me. I know it keeps showing up for XSplit. It'll tell you, it's like, oh, it seems that your computer is using up a lot of the CPU, blah blah blah, or whatever. But again, that's where, imagine if I was playing a computer game while trying to stream. That would show up a lot. You know, you'd really have to have low resolution and stuff. But again, because this is dedicated for streaming, you know, it's gonna work the same way. Because again, I have my computer, I have like an HDMI cable going to this capture box, so that if I did want to stream a computer game, I just have to make that screen the main screen, basically the one that I would technically use. Definitely not gonna go tournament. Not that crazy. Let's go with. Let's go downhill. Let's go downhill. And let's try Nick. Nick's a good guy. And I know this isn't like, you know, an expert on old games, playing Cool Borders 3 and just crushing it. This is how I played when I was a kid, you know, when I had this, and I'm just like, I don't know any of the tricks. I think I did a little bit better at tricks, but I would always bump into things. I would always like, I was never good at turns, you know, and figuring out like how to go faster other than just doing this button. It's like, what? I don't know. It's just, this is one of the things I never really figured out, and I was like, okay, that's I'm okay with that, you know. Because right now it's like, oh, 10:17. Oh, yeah. Well, the thing is, not everyone's like looking for this game too to watch. They're like, "Oh, I wonder if someone's streaming Cool Borders 3. I'm gonna make sure to watch." And the thing is, I always like I say this, I mention this. I just think it's funny. So I have like what 518 followers, and like nobody's watching me. Like that's just the reality of it. It's because I'm playing different games than what they saw when they followed me, right? So if I was playing, you know, like what Halo 2 all the time, or if I was playing Call of Duty Black Ops 3 all the time, or if I was playing, you know, just a number of other games all the time that people have followed me for, you know, I'd probably have those consistent 10 viewers, whatever. Like even playing a game like Rainbow Six Vegas 2, I get people watching. I get at least 10 viewers, you know, which is kind of cool. But I do like, there's all these other games I would love to play and stream and just show you guys, and maybe some people don't know about these games, and you know, I don't know, just trying to do something, little variety, but it's something I want to do. Like I want to play these games. I haven't played in years, especially PlayStation 1 games. There's so many. Well, there's some that I don't know where they are. Like I think they're hiding in the basement somewhere, or just one of these boxes that I have or something. Just haven't found them. But yeah, there's a lot more. I'm like, I wanted to play this and stream it, and I haven't played it in so long. It's just learning how to do those tricks too. But yeah. Is it really lagging? Like I'm looking on my phone, it looks like it's lagging. I'm looking over here, it looks like it's lagging, but then I would watch it, like if I whatever, I download this later, right? In the past broadcast, and I look at it and go, oh, well, it doesn't look too bad. So I don't know if it's just like something's like being used that shouldn't be, and it's just making us go crazy, or what? Because sometimes it'd be fine, sometimes it's not. So I'm just gonna check this and see like what, if anything else is using up the computer more. Okay, so there's this. There's some extra stuff I look through and go, oh, well, I'm not using this. You know. Oh yeah, Windows My People. Like sometimes I see Skype being running in the background. I'm like, I don't want that. I don't want any of that. It's probably lagging right now because I'm actually, because even having the task manager open to look through this stuff is using up resources for the computer. Like it tells you, it says, oh, you're using 7% of the CPU or whatever. I'm like, oh, and like 19 memory, 19 megabytes of memory. It's like, oh, well then. Of course, also there's the antivirus and other stuff. So if those things weren't running, then it'd be less and less. Okay, Microsoft Skype, don't want this. Like Microsoft Communication, don't want that. Outlook, I don't want, you know. Just stuff I'm not using right now. I don't need it. Stuff content. What in the world? Runtime. I don't know. Some of these I'm not sure. I don't want to get rid of them. And And that's the other thing too. So if I go on a computer, I have to like end these tasks that are running in the background that I don't want, so that, you know, the stream actually looks good and doesn't lag. That's not what I want. That is not, like, I don't think that's helping at all anything. That's just me. Isn't this fun for everyone? Watch me try to figure out how to do things. It really must be, I'm guessing. There we go. No. It's off on the side. There we go. Alright, anyways. I think I might switch games. Because I can do that now. What should I play? I'm just going to finish some more of this pizza. Alright. What do we got here? VR Soccer 96. Knockout Kings 2001. Got the first Spider-Man game made in 2000. And Spider-Man 2 Enter Electro. What was this? 2001. Oh, a year later, look at this. Oh, and of course, I have the classic Crash Bandicoot 2 Cortex Strikes Back. Like, come on. And of course, Tomorrow Never Dies, 007, James Bond game. Dave Mears Freestyle BMX. Like, this is my childhood right here. I'm just flipping through my childhood. Test Drive Off-Road 2. Oh my goodness. And the Blast Chamber. That's one I want to... at some point I'll stream that one, because that one's a pretty complicated and interesting game. But that's one I definitely want to go back to. Of course, I recently bought Black Ops 3 for the PlayStation 3, so I can play with my cousin. And of course, Uncharted 3. I have other ones. I have all the Uncharted games for the PlayStation 3. You know, I have Tron Evolution, but of course I got it free for Xbox One/360 later. But had it there. The Bourne. What was it? The Bourne Conspiracy. That's actually what I'd like to play again. There's a bunch of other ones. Killzone 2, Killzone 3. I like Killzone 3 a little bit better. No, it's like basically the same game. And I want to go and play multiplayer. But yeah, just but of course now I can go back and play this game because of the amazing computer for streaming that I can do now. So yeah, because right now it's like kind of max for using the because that's the biggest thing is CPU right now. Like that's the biggest thing for streaming is CPU. If you're streaming on computers, CPU. Like have like the best CPU you can get, because it's gonna eat that up like crazy for streaming. Right, because right now it's sitting at like what is this? I guess that's 70. Yeah, that'll be like 70 right now. But the other thing too is because it's showing its light is the other thing that it detects, because with this program, or just I guess the other things going on, because it's being used through USB, right? So it's actually having a direct whatever link to all whatever is going on. So like you know, colors, how dark something is, how bright something is, you know, whatever. That actually, if there's more stuff going on screen, it actually, you could see in the CPU it's using more CPU. It'll show up. It's like so that also is a factor as well. So it's just it's a bunch of stuff. But unfortunately, like, I really wish I could just tell it to not stream it, or not to have this program be using it in 1080p, because I don't need to stream this in 1080p. 720p is fine, and my cat is scratching at my door to get pet. But that's the other thing that happens. So because that's happening right now, I am going to be right back after I pet my cat, and we're gonna change games. So I will be right back. Right back, folks. And we're back to more glitched out stuff. I don't know why it's doing that. I really don't. Anyways. Alright, so I think I might switch games. I really think I will. After I finish the rest of my pizza. Yeah. I just have to figure out what game I want to play. Oh, I'm kind of thinking Crash Bandicoot 2. Just cause, like, that's... I mean, I did do a stream of it, but I streamed from my phone, and I just pointed the phone at the TV, because that was the only way I could stream it. But again, now I have this all working out, at least well enough. There might be some lag, some unfortunate lag that I don't know how to fix it right now. But I might just switch games. But it seems to be working, you know? So, I don't know. So I'm looking at the CPU, and it's going... When it goes closer to, like... almost like 95%, almost 100, it starts to lag a bit. Which for my main computer, when I streamed, it was whenever it reached to 100 and it maxed out, that's when it started to lag. So, I don't know. I don't know if there's a way just to drop out some of the resources on Windows 10 itself. Just to go, hey, don't be using everything. And, oh, look who we got here. We got JD 15 Halo. Welcome to streams next time. Bye. And you might notice something, is that I have a stream from my computer, a new one. I got a new computer, and as you see there, thanks to Skullboy914. He lives in town. He's a good friend of mine, and I was helping out to see if I can fix his Xbox One, which unfortunately I couldn't. He has to get it sent back. But I saw he had a computer there. She wasn't using it at all, and it's been sitting there. And she's like, "Hey, why don't you use it?" And I'm like, "Okay." And then he said, "Well, we can sell it to you." And I'm like, "Okay." So he said, "Well, take it, test it out first, and see if you want to use it, whatever." So, and of course, here I am testing out, and it's I mean, it's working pretty good. Again, there's some little things that happen here and there, little glitches with my capture box. You know, see, I don't know if it's a capture box or if it's a program or if it's the computer being on for a certain amount of time, or I don't know. I'm trying to figure it all out. I got it New Year's Eve. I just got it New Year's Eve. I just got it this week. So on New Year's Eve, that's when my friend called me up and he's like, "Hey, I need help with see if my Xbox working, whatever." And then I saw the computer and it's like, "All right, so this is all quick. This is all happening quick." And for, you know, the past few days, I've been trying to get this computer working because I'm like, this is what I wanted. You know? Because because right now, it's like what? It's almost maxed to, and here's the thing, I'm streaming this at 720p, right? Technically, what I could do to really fix the lag on this is to bring down the quality, the resolution. So it just means you won't be watching my streams in HD, but then it's like, well, then it's almost like a downgrade in some way if I'm doing that. If I'm streaming, you know, like my Xbox One games or whatever in HD, but then like I'm playing them in HD, but I'm streaming them not HD. It's just like, well, I don't know if that's good or bad or what. So obviously there's certain things I have to figure out. There is another way, actually, for me to stream this. You know, I could try to fix it now, really, if I want to think about it. But basically, what I have to do is open up This is what I have to do. It's a little bit complicated. Open up OBS, right? Open broadcast source, or open broadcast software, I think is what it's called. But it's an open source thing where it's free, whatever. Yeah, but here, like, XSplit is free as well that I'm using right now, but it's just you need to pay for like the getting extra stuff, whatever. But anyway, so I'd have to open up OBS and then have it run the program for the capture box, and then screen select that thing, and then put it onto XSplit. And from what I can tell, there's no lag that happens when it's like that, but it's like extra work for, like, you know, whatever. But anyways, it's just weird. But so I think that's what I'm gonna do, is I'm gonna stream Crash Bandicoot 2. I think that's what I'm gonna switch this to. Yes, quit game. Yes. So I'll do that. I'm gonna switch to Crash Bandicoot 2. Because, you know, I know that game a little bit better, and I can play that game a little better than Cool Borders 3. I just want to do that because, you know, it's snow. It has snow in it, snowboarding, winter, all that stuff. But even when I was a kid, I haven't really gotten to play it that well, and really figured out how to do all the tricks and whatnot. But Crash Bandicoot, I've done a little better with that. So I'm just gonna switch the discs now. Alright, let's put Cool Borders 3 back in here. Yeah. Oh yeah, I need to change this. Where is it? Ah. Oh, let's take out this. Whoops, that's actually not what I wanted to do. I wanted to do this. Crashy crash. Whoops. The Coot 2. Cortex Strikes Back. I'll just put Crash Bandicoot 2. That's shorter. That's shorter.
Crash Bandicoot 2.
Yeah.
Strikes Back. Press start to begin.
Oh yeah, I have to change the broadcast title. Crash Bandicoot 2. Right. I'm just looking at stuff. Coot 2. There's... Yeah, Crash Bandicoot 2. Yeah, update! Please don't say error. Yes, good, it updated. Alright. Oh. Should say Crash Bandicoot 2. Change this. Oh, whoops. Whoops! I made a boo-boo. I made a big boo-boo with this one. See, I have two keyboards right now. I have two keyboards, and I kind of sometimes forget which one I'm using for what computer. So that's gonna be funny to actually watch back. I was like, cause I'm like, da 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 da, and I'm like, oh wait, whoops, I made some boo boo. All right, let's make it like that. That should work. All right, let's go back here. What am I changing? It's here. Bandicoot 2. Here we go. That should be good. So this should say now, Crash Bandicoot 2. So I'm just checking things right now, double checking things. I know it's getting slow here. So this is where on YouTube I might actually split this. I've seen that some streamers do that when they put it on YouTube. They actually split it up if they switch games. But I don't know if they'll do that. We'll see. Because this is kind of a different game, you know. Just saying. Okay, so soon this is going to switch.